Let's also talk about what to expect from within the textile sector, and a lot of developments clearly happening within that space. So let's address all of that. We've seen as to how there has been destocking in both home as well as textiles. So want to get a perspective whether all that is behind us. The global macro volatility, is that going to hit order inflows? The export demand recovery for textiles that one can visibly see, and more importantly just the cool off that one is seeing in cotton prices, in freight costs. How is that likely to benefit the textile sector? We have with us Mr. R.K. Vij, the president of Textile Association of India, joining in on the show right now to talk about which way he thinks the sector is going to be headed. And we'll also be joined by Rajinder Gupta, Chairman Emeritus at Trident Limited, just shortly on the show. But Mr. Vij, if I could just begin the discussions with you, wanted to understand, industry checks have been suggesting that more painful part of global destocking in the home textile space is behind us. Would you agree with that? And is that what you're also witnessing?
Good morning, ma'am. First, thank you for calling me for the interview. It is very much required at this stage because after COVID, the textile industry worked very well. But from the last 3 quarters, the whole textile industry is not doing well, right from PTA, MEG till garment, spinning, cotton, because the offtake of garment is not there, and the export has come down, and the import from China has increased, particularly in POY, FDY, yarns. So import has increased. This has slowed down. If you see the EBITDA margin, which used to be about 13%, 14% in textile industry, has come down to only single digit of even 5 to 6%. But looking to all these things, government has taken so many measures to increase the export. They have come up with RODTP schemes. They have come up with the ROSTL scheme. So government is trying that our export should go up. And we hope that in the next, after this quarter, we don't see, because April is not doing well, but from June onward and July onward, we see uptrend and the demand will increase. The main thing is that some of the our garment manufacturers, they are telling us that they have the stock of 3 months, and some of the good brands have booked for the garment, but they have not lifted so far. So they are asking to reduce the prices. If we see the spinning industry also, the cost of production of power and other things, conversion cost has gone up, but the rate of cotton yarn has not gone up. So even they are not getting the margin to pay off their monthly installment of the bank. So, but looking to all these things,
just to come back, sir, but just to understand, this is a cycle. Same industry hit a gold rush in 2021 when spinning margins, demand, everything went through the roof. So if you put a 2-year comparison, one good year, one bad year, where do you stand now?
No, looking to all this, if the 1 year was very, very good for the industry, and we had not seen that cycle in last 10 years, for that's the reason we are standing as on today, and we are hoping, this is of course a cycle. So, and the industry is hoping from the next quarter, the industry will again boom back and the demand of export will go up. But fortunately, the good part is that our domestic demand is good. Only the export, which we are doing about 20 to 25%, is not like that. So that also we have to consume in domestic market. So this is a good positive sign that our domestic demand is good. And we hope that from the next quarter, the EBITDA margin will improve. Demand has already started picking up. This is only 1 quarter we will be under pressure.
Now, when you speak to your counterparts, and when they speak to their buying houses, and when they speak to the big retailers, whether it is Walmart or JCPenney or other retailers, What is the feeler for the second half of this year in terms of demand? Because what we hear is that a Walmart and a JCPenney and the other big buying houses have already indicated that we have stocked up for this year. Don't come back to me in 2023. Let's talk only in 2024. Is it true?
No, of course. If you see this Ludhiana market and other, they are telling us that they are not lifting, and they say that another 5 to 6 months, their demand will not be there. But as on today, looking to the industry, we are feeling that October, November, December quarter will be very good, and the buying will bounce back. Export market will increase. USA and European Union, which are not buying so much as on today, will start buying. This is the only one quarter, April, May, June, July quarter, we have to bear this the feel. But industry is very hopeful that from October, November, this will again bounce back.
Let's also connect then with Mr. Rajinder Gupta, the Chairman Emeritus at Trident, joining in on the discussion. Thank you so much for taking time out. You know, we're just talking a little bit about what the industry is going through, given the fact that we have seen this global destocking in the home textile space. That really seems to be behind us. What is it that you're experiencing in terms of on-ground, the situation?
Well, first of all, I must admit and confess that I'm not a day-to-day into data or day-to-day into management. So probably I can only see some kind of my views which I hear or which I come to my discussions at maybe on some gap basis. I really could see that there are challenges by the markets. It could be yarn, it could be the home textiles, and not only challenges, the new ways and means of working, which are asking for a larger fund management, cash to cash cycle, and also finding a appropriate skills or appropriate teams to grow globally on a larger scales has been, there are challenges. But yes, the market is going to evolve. There is I will call it, there's a labor pain at the moment for a new evolution with a new working style across the world.
Okay. Yeah, of course, you don't have that sense as to what the on-ground situation is like, but just wanted to get in a perspective, given that you're so closely associated with the industry. And what about exports as well? What is the outlook in terms of how you're looking at demand recovery trickling in? What has the trend been so far this year?
Well, there's going to be consolidation. It could be national, it's the geographical consolidations, it could be consolidated. We could see that there could be a consolidation of the demand as well as the supply both. Because I read a couple of days before the news in the US that by some of the leading consultants that by next 5 years or next 4 years, almost like 50,000 plus stores will close down their shops. They will not be available to the customers. So it might bring a consolidation at the retail part. It might bring a consolidation on the manufacturing part. It might also bring a consolidation on a geopolitical setup.
Okay. Mr. Vijay, go back to that part once again, which is that there is the whole comparative edge which the Indian textile industry in a sense is grappling with. There is data which you also know and which I think is widely published, the data of garment exports from Bangladesh, how Vietnam is gaining market share. Why is this happening? I mean, is this because, we are great in IT but bad in textile?
No, here I just want to clear one thing. As the retails market is slowing down, some of the retail are closing down. But if you see the online purchasing is increasing day by day, because now people don't want to go to the retail shop and see the fabric and other things. Earlier, they used to see the feel and other things. So now online market is increasing, one thing. Another thing is that, as you said, A means this is just he said is the labor pain. This is only 3 years, 3 months or 4 months are there. Now, one thing I'll also tell you, in the after COVID, when this all the textile industry earned well, so they had gone into the expansion mode. If you see in our polyester industry, there is already the people has done the expansion for 15 to 20,000 crore. So that material is also coming. So and looking to all these things, we feel the Indian market is so good about the Bangladesh. Now I'll tell you Bangladesh, Vietnam, Myanmar. I think now the next time is over for Bangladesh because their cost of production, their cost of power, their cost of they are increasing as compared to Indian cost of production. Only we have to see in the government, we should have on one roof, there should be 4 to 5,000 government machines should be there. As on today, we are having very good export units also there, but they are not very big
Mr. Vij,
unit. But now the government has come up.
Mr. Vij, I've got limited time today, sir. Really appreciate your point there, but I would take one question from Mr. Gupta before we wrap. Mr. Gupta, the idea of this discussion, perhaps to understand from your understanding about the trend. There are there are reports which are coming from Kotak Securities, GM Financials, which are talking about the fact that the first half of this year for Indian textile, both the garment and the home furnishing sector would be challenging, but second half is when the restocking would start. As a trend, do you see that first 6 months could be slow, but next 6 months, Mr. Gupta, will be strong?
Well, I think I could see or surely an optimism that the next, it is for many, many reasons. I think all depends. We also heard that the cotton crop is going to have one set of challenges. The quality of cotton crop, the quality, the complete value chain, the system has also become more demanding. How the textile industry themselves brings a much better value chain, that is going to be a learning for the next few months. And yes, there is a market, and market going to get consolidated, and market going to look for a new private labels, could be own branding, could be different way of supply chain management, could be different transparent way of working through AI and machine learnings and through digital. So there are many new ways. We have to reinvent ourselves to be seamlessly part of the global environment.
Thank you so much for taking time out, Mr. Gupta, as well as Mr. Vij, and giving us a viewpoint as to how things are trending when it comes to the textile industry.